All right.
Welcome back to 2 Minute Drill with Johnny.
Cole.
Big cripe.
Yeah, so today we got a pretty good episode lined up. We're going to do some predictions about high school, NFL, and college football for the next week. So let's get right into it. So last week I predicted the high school football playoff. It went 4 for 4 on all those. I went 4 for 4 for each game. And so this week we got Westside versus Omaha North. I think Westside's gonna roll them. They had a really good game last week, shutting out Papio 36 to nothing. So I think they're gonna continue rolling teams. They have not been scored on yet in the playoff. I think that will change this week.
No, you don't hear stats like that very often.
Yeah.
Even in like blowout games, teams tend to get like scored on once or twice, put in subs or whatever. I mean, they're just rolling over every single team. Papio's a dang good football team.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't.
That's an old team.
I mean,
They're real old.
36-0 is pretty nuts, and Westside's such a young team too.
Yeah,
I mean, they're
they
probably
got a lot
two
of young
best
players.
two of their best players, Braylon Warren, Tate Jenkins. I mean, they're both sophomores, and they're putting up insane numbers, both of them on the season, and it's gonna be really exciting to see them go. Most likely to what will be the championship, unless North has a crazy win here.
Yeah, I'm thinking that Westside keeps destroying. I think they're gonna win 28-3. I think they're gonna keep a near shutout.
I don't know. North was in it last time. I think it was a 13-point game, and North had a bad game. They threw I think Mikey Gow threw 3 or 4 interceptions. And it was still a
that was that.
game.
That was that first game of the season. That one that got moved back to Is that 4 o'clock or something?
I gotta say though, but I don't know how North how tight they can keep it. I mean, hopefully they had a good week of practice and stuff because they didn't play the best against Elk South. I mean, Elk South also just played really good, but
Elk South kept it pretty close.
From what I hear,
they should have beat them by a lot more.
Yeah.
From what I hear, I think Tyson Terry's back.
Really?
Really?
That's the insider. That's the insider info.
That's what he was saying.
That would be a huge.
What happened to him?
Obviously not an ACL tear. I have no idea, but
because I knew it was something with his ACL, something in his leg.
Yeah, like a knee. It was a knee issue.
Yeah, if he's coming back
play
this week, that's insane.
I know. He was practicing or trying, but I don't know if he'll play. But said he's gonna try.
Putting it all on the line.
Yeah, that would be big if he could step up and play a big role in that game.
Yeah, they looked really good against Elkhorn South.
Yeah. I mean, putting up 28 points against a good defense like Elkhorn South is always
good. It's good, but I thought they would blow them out by a little. I mean, not blow them out, but I thought they would beat them.
I thought it was going to be
Elkhorn
closer. I thought
Elkhorn
South was going to turn up after playing prep pretty close. I thought they were going to
maybe. I don't know. I thought
come back.
I thought North would beat them by more. But that's just me.
Okay. I guess. Yeah. Well, the second game was. The second game this week is Kearney Millard South. Kearney coming off a big win, 30-7 against Bellevue West, who's not a bad team. But then Westside just steamrolling Millard North. Or not Westside, sorry. Millard South rolling Millard North, 63-21.
What's that? The Battle of what street? Q Street.
Q Street. That's Millard West. That's Millard West is Q Street. Yeah, no, you're good. But I think it'll be a good game. I actually never mind. I do not think it's gonna be a good. I think Millard. I think it's gonna be a good. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good game for Millard South. Last time they played, I went to it. I think it was 63 to 7 or something.
They're just such a dominant football team.
They pounded them.
I mean, they're just so good. I mean, it's just unbelievable talent on that team. Chase Lofton, Jet Tamala. It's just unbelievable. And I mean, it's gonna be. I think this state championship, which is most likely outcome, going to be Westside and Millard South. I think it's gonna be one for the ages. It's gonna be. I mean, because we really don't know. It could be a blowout either way, or it could be a really good game.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be a really good game.
I think it's gonna be back and forth. It's gonna be who can't score.
Down to the wire.
It's gonna be.
I think it's gonna be
whoever's defense steps up is gonna win the game.
Yeah,
agreed.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a really good game. But Millard's just thinking about what Millard South did to Kearney last time they played. I have them rolling them 48-10.
Yeah, that's not a bad pick at all.
I like that.
Yeah,
it's a good line.
Maybe not. I don't know about 48, but I think I agree. They're gonna roll.
Yeah, I think they're. I mean,
I could see the 10. Their defense is really good, and they're gonna start. I think they're gonna score because they're resting for the finals.
Yeah, and I mean, just it was just Kearney's offense last time they played, like, just was pathetic. They couldn't get anything on the ground, couldn't get anything through the air. It was just a tough, really, really, really tough go for Kearney. So if they need to turn something around to keep this game close for them, we think.
Yep. Yeah.
Want to move on college?
For sure. So we have two main. I don't know why my thing didn't go to the script, but we have two main. I mean, there's not a whole lot of action this week in the grand scheme of things. There's two main games, and we're only going to talk about one of them today. There's Missouri, South Carolina, but that both those teams have kind of been on more of the fall off. So we decided we were going to focus on one game today, and that was going to be Tennessee, Georgia.
Yeah.
Really obviously, I mean, really good. Both, I mean, two of the best organizations in college football. But, anyways, it's gonna be really, really interesting to see what happens because though Georgia is favored by 10.5 points, I mean, coming off that loss to Ole Miss, I mean, it was 28-10, I think. And it was tough game. Kirby Smart, tough game all around. That whole game was just Kirby Smart said after the game, he's just like he's like, welcome to the SEC. I mean, that's what happens. SEC football teams are just it's a different breed.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting to see. I mean, a team as good as Georgia lose to I mean, not subpar by any means. They're a really good football team. But Ole Miss is. But I mean, they're not the best team in the SEC by any means. Like
I think their ranking kind of deceives them.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
number 10.
I mean, anything can happen any week.
Yeah,
you can't
agreed.
Let off your guard or
yeah,
off the gas.
Totally.
That's the thing about college football. It's. I mean, anything could happen. I mean,
yes.
Literally.
I mean,
I think that's a main lesson in that was I mean, think about how good Notre Dame is, and they haven't lost against. But that first game of the season
against NIU,
they just lost. They just let their guard down, and they got beat.
NIU by a bit.
Yeah, I mean, they really took that advantage of that opportunity. Them, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they have only played 3 games at home, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But basically, I mean, what the analysis on this Tennessee Georgia game is basically, I mean. Both teams are scoring are high scoring offenses. I mean, Nico Tamaliva, Tennessee's quarterback. I mean, he's obviously insane. And then Sampson, running back. I mean, they're really really productive offense on that side. Yeah. And then obviously Carson Beck. He's been playing pretty inconsistently. I think that's kind of he's obviously incredibly talented, but I mean. I think he's a little predictable. I don't love him all the time.
He kind of goes. He kind of throws some sketchy balls, kind of like high or low probability catch. Right?
For sure.
He's forcing the ball. He doesn't need to be throwing them, and he's throwing them.
I agree.
Tennessee did drop one to Arkansas though, so
I mean,
you never know what can happen.
It's gonna be
that's the SEC. I mean,
anything could happen any week. I mean, they lose. They're almost losing to Florida one week, and then they come and beat Alabama.
Yeah.
So it's like it just depends the week with the team. It depends the week of practice. Depends how they prepare, and they really need to focus on preparing for this big game against Georgia.
For sure. And I think the spread was for the over under. I think it was 48.5, and I think I really don't think Georgia's offense hasn't been as productive as it has been in the past, and I think that line could go a lot. I mean, it's a pretty good line, but
it's either gonna go a lot over.
I think it's gonna be a ball game. It's gonna be a classic ball game. It's gonna shout way over. It's gonna make 60, 70 point, or it's gonna be like a 14-3 like Tennessee win. It's gonna be. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
something like that.
I could definitely see that happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a defensive game.
But I don't
SEC
think.
Ball.
Is
it at?
At Georgia.
Yeah, it's at Georgia.
That could be one of the things.
Yeah,
a game changer.
You do not want to play Georgia.
Yeah.
And now that's
such a
travel for Tennessee fans to get there. I mean,
they'll be there.
They'll be
there. They'll be. I mean, they're one of the most
one of the biggest fan bases.
Best traveling and all sports on. It's not just. I mean, baseball.
Yeah. You'll see more.
Oh yeah, College World Series this year.
College World Series is
it was straight
so
orange.
Much orange.
Straight orange.
So much orange.
Yeah, those SEC teams. I mean, like it's unbelievable.
They're diehard SEC.
LSU, remember that? It was 2 years ago. It was
Paul Skeens.
It was it was Gomaha. That was the thing. It was literally like LSU was just. I mean, you couldn't not see an LSU fan.
And then they go and then they win the thing.
Yeah.
By 2 runs or whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
smoke them.
The SEC is just a different world in sports. There's nothing like it. There will
Every
never
single
be.
sport is competitive.
There'll never be another thing like it. And I think Georgia should win the ball game, but they definitely can't let their guard down.
Yeah,
they have to execute on both sides of the ball, and
100%.
Yeah, I think that's my analysis for the game. I think I still probably do have Georgia winning, but by probably I want to say 7 points, probably a touchdown.
Yeah,
but I'm not like so confident in that prediction. Like it could
go either way.
I like Georgia. Yeah. I like Georgia by 10.
Yeah.
I think they're at home. That
home's huge. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to come up with a little upset. I'm gonna go Tennessee.
Really? Well, Tennessee.
I can't go with everybody. I gotta go. Yeah, I know. That's the thing. It could go both ways.
They're ranked higher.
Yeah, I think Tennessee.
I don't hate it at all.
I think they're ranked higher, but it's
6
just
versus 10 matchup. I mean,
I think. And they did beat Alabama, who Georgia lost to. So I think I'm gonna have to take
SEC. But this has been a crazy year.
I know.
This has been one of the best years of college football in a long time.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Tennessee by 3, 21 to 18.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah,
right.
It's gonna be really interesting. Also, just after this game to see how the
playoff looks.
Yeah, the playoff picture. I mean,
because if Georgia loses,
they're out.
Oh yeah, there's no way
for sure.
No way they're in.
This is win or go home.
And it might be the same thing for Tennessee too.
No, Tennessee can.
No, Tennessee only has one loss. They'll drop to probably 11 if they lose.
Really?
But
10 to 11.
They would have to win out and have some other things lose some other situations.
Georgia.
But Georgia, you are correct. Georgia is out if they
have 2 automatic wins.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech gives some problems though.
Yeah,
Georgia Tech's a little scary.
that first game against Florida State.
And who'd they just beat? That was pretty good.
Yeah, it was I was watching that game. Was it
it was Miami.
Yeah, that was a good game.
I was watching that game.
Yeah.
Cam Ward was just not. He couldn't get it going. I mean,
I think that puts him out of the Heisman.
I think it's Genty all the way.
It's got to be Genty.
Yeah.
Such a fun player to watch.
Yeah. I mean,
and he's bringing his team from not ranked to 13th in the country in a matter of a season.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just absurd. But
yeah. All right.
Yeah, that's about it
move
for
on
college.
To NFL.
Yeah.
So Thursday night football game, we got Commanders Eagles.
That's gonna be a good game.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tune into that.
Yeah,
for sure.
I love the Commanders in this. To be honest,
I do too. I think
they just dropped one to the Ravens. I think this week that was a really good game.
I think it's at Philadelphia, which gives Philly a little bit of an advantage. I mean, that fan base is the most.
Philly's coming off a huge win.
Huge win.
Yeah. They put in their
Cowboys?
backup quarterback in the whole fourth quarter.
Was it the Cowboys?
It was the Cowboys. They killed them.
Yeah.
31
The Cowboys are a pathetic football team.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're
atrocious.
Jerry Jones needs to just hang him up. Just hang him up.
Get done with it. Yeah, there's nothing good coming out of them.
You see that those post game comments when CeeDee Lamb was running out for a pass, the sun in the eyes.
Get some. What he said? He said
get some curtains or something. And Jerry Jones is he's like, what do you want to do? Build out a whole stadium, build a new one, or it was like.
Yeah, he's got to go. He can't. Maybe he can be. He's an okay owner, but GM. He's like 90.
Yeah,
he's got to go.
He is like the definition of like a diehard Cowboy fan. Whenever I think of the Cowboys, my mind just goes straight to Jerry Jones and the stereotypical Cowboy fan.
Yeah. I could see Commanders Eagles being a shootout game. Very high scoring.
Could be,
Their defenses are really good, but I don't know. I just have a feeling it's a Thursday night football game. I think this is one of the best Thursday night football games of the year. Jalen Hurts and
two most exciting QBs in the
rookie
league.
of the year probably.
Saquon.
It has to 100%.
Saquon, yeah. Brian Robinson's back this week, so that's another
that's big.
another weapon. Terry McLaurin looks really good.
He's been playing.
I was about to mention him.
I watched that game. He's a rack. Just
and he's
most like a reliable player.
Every year. I'm happy for him. He's finally has a good quarterback.
He's been good with
everyone. Yeah.
I think it was 8 quarterbacks in the last 3 years or something that he's played with, and they're half of them are out of the NFL right now. Yeah. It's crazy.
Or they're all third stringers.
Eagles coming into the year, their wide receiver core looked great, but they're kind of performing subpar.
Yeah, they're kind of stinking it up.
Devontae Smith hasn't been living up to expectations.
I've had him on my fantasy team. He's not got me anything in the last 3 weeks.
And I mean, AJ Brown, he's been hurt half the season. He comes back, had a great first game, comes back, and doesn't look so hot.
Stinks it.
Nope.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's disappointing because he's a guy who's when he's doing good, he is one of the best.
He's fun to watch.
He's fun to watch, and when he's doing good, he's one of the best receivers in the league, no doubt.
He go to Ole Miss.
He did go to Ole Miss. Yeah,
Ole Miss.
Yep. Devonta Smith is a
Alabama Heisman.
Yep.
I think that would be a good game.
I think it's going to be another game where it's 35-34.
Yeah, I like that.
I got the Eagles in this one though.
Yeah,
I like them. They're coming off a big win. Yeah.
I'll take the Eagles in that too. I like what Cole's saying.
I don't dislike Eagles at home, but I like the Commanders. I think if Commanders get it's a hot start. Yeah,
it's a game that can go both ways.
Yeah, it's a neck and neck game.
Yep.
Either way. Moving on to the next game of the week, I would say Kansas City, Buffalo.
Yeah,
that's always
a classic game.
It's AFC. It's probably one of the greatest AFC matchups in the last 10 years.
Yeah, it's always close.
It's always close, and it's usually low scoring.
Yeah,
usually it's low scoring.
Yeah, and
the
it's
Bills
always
had them in the playoffs last year too.
It's always one play that determines.
Yeah,
that just like determines the whole Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah. What year was that AFC Championship? Was it 2021? 2021 or 2022? Or
it was 2023.
No, I'm talking about that. I'm talking about the other, the main, the big. What game was it? Where was it?
Yeah, I think it was 22. They played twice in the playoffs, 2 years in a row, I think, didn't they?
Yeah, but no, Chiefs. It wasn't last year. It was a 2022.
I think that's what you're talking about. Where Josh Allen did something. It was a call or something.
Yeah.
And then I think Pat Mahomes came out to midfield and was I forgot what he said. It was something cocky though.
Yeah, I think that was the greatest football game I ever watched.
Let's talk about how the Broncos kicker, or it wasn't even the kicker. It was the line.
They blocked it. They blocked the kick to win it. That was huge.
It was a 30-yard chip, and the line. All they have to do is stand there for 3 seconds.
They did
a single block.
Half the line got crumpled. That makes me. I'm not this guy, but that makes me think it's staged. That doesn't happen. Did you? I mean,
they
if you pull up the clips right now,
it.
All they do is just fall, and you can see the Chiefs line just come in like a wave.
Yeah, they just sent everybody. They went all for it.
I've never been. I'm not one of those guys. But if you are one of those believers in that type of stuff, I'll give you it. It's a little weird.
It is
weird.
It's not. I believe. I 100% don't believe it's scripted or anything. But the coincidence. There's a lot of coincidence. Yeah. That's all I'll say on it. That's all I'll say on the matter.
Every single game, 9-0.
7 one-score games.
They're the worst.
They're 9-0, but it's 7 one-score games.
Yeah, it's one play.
I think I called it too. I said the Broncos were going to beat them, and I was sitting there watching it, and before the Creighton game,
you could see the Broncos sideline when that thing got blocked. Shut.
Bo Nix wasn't even
down.
Watching.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Then Mahomes runs across the field. Yeah. That's annoying. I don't like Mahomes. I don't like the Chiefs in general. just makes me mad to see him do good.
Really?
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I didn't dislike them, but not they're building this culture around them that everybody hates.
Yeah, and especially because we're right by them. We're in Omaha.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
I don't know. They were probably they probably still are my second favorite team in the league, but it's they do get an insane amount of calls. That's all. I mean, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be two best quarterbacks in the AFC, I would say. Josh Allen,
both in the MVP race.
Bills Bills have just been on a hot one. I mean,
who'd they just beat?
They didn't start well either.
Team, I think. Dolphins. Let me look.
That's what I want to say. Dolphins.
No, it wasn't.
No, I don't think it was.
Dolphins played
division.
Yeah, it was a divisional game. I know that. Colts. The Colts. Never mind. It was not a good game. Dolphins week before.
Who did Dolphins play that last week? Was it?
I don't know. The Dolphins are 2-6, so who cares?
Yeah.
The Rams.
Yeah, that game.
That was a good game.
That was a Monday night game, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a Monday night game.
That was a decent
They're
game.
all the
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, Stafford looked so good that game.
Yeah.
It's not even funny.
I still think Stafford's a top 12 quarterback in the league. Top 10.
I think top 10.
Yeah, coming
He's
back.
solid, man.
Yeah.
He's just
and you love to see him do good. Coming from the Lions, he's just
what a
just
guy.
a likable franchise, and he's just such a likable guy.
Yep.
Just love to see him do good.
Love to see the Lions doing good in general.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
Really like
best team in the league.
Yeah.
I don't because of Packers division, but if I were to root for anyone in the NFC North, it'd be the Lions. Like,
I've 100%.
That was it's my second favorite team.
Yeah.
I like the Lions.
Who's your favorite?
Packers.
Oh, your Packers.
Like,
I always
all the way.
forgot. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a real low-scoring game. It's Sunday at 3:25. Going to be a great game at the Bills. You know they're going to show up. Bills Mafia.
Bills
I think it's going to be
might be pretty
low-scoring.
chilly.
I think it's going to be 20-14.
You love a cold game.
I'm going to give it to the Bills.
You love
I'm
a
gonna
cold
give it
game
to the
in
Bills
Buffalo.
too. I think they're gonna end the Chiefs' win streak.
Yep. And then
28 to 10.
after that week, they're going to be 9-1. Go bet on the team. Whoever the Chiefs play next week.
Go
after
bet
they
the team.
lose,
Go bet down that team.
They're going to lose twice in a row. It's a 96% chance.
Really?
Yep, 100%.
I didn't even see that odds, but I would 100,000% agree with you.
Yeah, it's 96% chance.
Yeah,
that
really?
they lose like that, or not,
What's
not
that?
96%
Where'd you get
chance
that
that they
statistic?
lose.
Like,
They lose 2 games
But,
in a row
yeah,
when they
it's-
lose.
once they drop one,
it's like 90. Yeah, it's like 96 out of 100 games they lose 2 in a row after they're undefeated, or
That's
after
crazy.
5 wins in a row.
Really?
After your 5-0,
well,
you
don't they
lose,
play
you
the
lose twice.
Texans? Is it the Texans next?
Yeah, let's see who they play next week. That
I
could
think
be
it's
big.
the Tech. If
That
it's the
could be
Texans,
big.
it's
Yep, put your house on it.
yeah. Is it
Panthers. The Panthers.
Oh,
Never mind.
maybe not.
Oh
Is
my
it
gosh.
is it Texans after the Panthers?
Maybe they don't lose
Texans
to the-
December 21st. I don't know,
Maybe
dude.
they
I
don't
like
lose to the
I
Bills
like to
then.
see the Panthers win. They won last week against
They're
I
on
forgot
a little heater right
No,
now
they're
by Panthers.
Bryce Young looks so happy after a win.
yeah.
You love to see it because he's such a likable guy. But
Yep.
yeah, they beat the Saints. Who have it?
No,
Maybe
Giants.
maybe
Saints
not
and Giants.
Maybe not
Yeah.
96%, Cole. Maybe not.
Well, that's what I think. That was a statistic, but it's obviously not.
That was
Yeah.
percent.
That was
Yeah.
an early. That was probably earlier in the season. That was probably like.
I
No,
bet that's
it's- no,
I
it's
bet
an
that's
all
what
around, like,
happens, when they
all
put
the-
everything together.
So it's-
about 5.
okay, I understand.
So
5+
if you're
wins
so
in a
it's
row.
like this. If you're 5-0, and you lose, or 5-0 and more, sorry, and you lose, it's a 96% chance that you will lose the
Yeah.
next game.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Well,
Chiefs,
I just
Panthers,
believe it. I
it's gonna be
believe
a
it
line
because it's
minus
such.
10.
They're like their momentum is hanging on by like just like
Yeah,
the
it's
little
just
feather.
a thread.
Yeah.
Thread.
Literally,
And
that's all
it's
it's-
like,
Yeah, and it's
and the Bills. I would bet so much money the Bills win this football game.
yeah, I would too.
And it's just gonna put the biggest smile on Bills fans' faces. They're not.
And
they
there's
haven't beat the
nothing-
Chiefs in a while.
They haven't in a while. There's
So
nothing they're gonna love more than beating the Chiefs because I mean obviously that's one of the best rivalries in the NFL, and it's just like the Chiefs have become such a hateable team since this rivalries began.
Yeah.
That it's just nothing's gonna put a bigger smile on a Bills fan's face than after they beat the Chiefs.
yeah, it's gonna be a great game.
Yep.
Like I said, 2014.
Yeah.
I think that's all we got.
2014
Yeah.
to the Bills. Yep.
I think that's a good way to end on the episode.
way
Thank
to
you guys
end
for
it.
watching.
Thank you.
Yep. See ya.
How solid.
That was great improv from the boys.
I did not think that was going to be good. I was so tired.
With no script, that was